All right, there we go. Hey, everyone, welcome back. Conversations on Vitality. As always, host James Gardner here with Ariel Jarvis on the other end. Ariel, hello.
Hello.
Hello. And this week we are joined by a dear friend, colleague, associate, epic human being. Klara Reid is joining us today. Hello, Klara.
Hi, James. Hi, Ariel. Thanks for the introduction.
Oh,
Epic.
please,
I
please,
like
epic,
that.
epic, exactly. And we're going to have an epic conversation today. So, for everyone that's tuning in, whenever this finds you, we do talk a lot about water, about hydration, about everything that we do from gut health and the first line of defense at Vitality and the work that Ariel does really comes down to proper water. So we're going to have a conversation around that today. So Ariel, we'll start off with you and just share a little bit of an overview of what we're going to dive into today.
Well, first of all, I wanted to explain why water is your first pillar and kind of some of the things that I've seen here in the clinic and just explaining a little bit of history around the water. So, the whole world used to be blue zone water. Um, but unfortunately, through industrialization and pollution, we have changed the electronegativity of our water from being negative to positive. And in 2003, there was a discovery of aquaporins by Peter Agree, where he actually discovered that cellular optimization was when we were absorbing and consuming negative charged water, maintaining our overall voltage in a negative millivoltage, creating optimization of cell restoration and overall cellular health. You have 75 trillion cells in the body. Every single cell turns over every 25 days to make either a healthy cell or a sick cell. Sick cells become dis-ease. The root of every single disease or illness that has been recorded has a root cause of mitochondrial dysfunction. The ATP of the cell is becoming dysfunctioned, and the one correlation seems to be dehydration, and it's always correlated with lack of negative charged water. And so I wanted to bring Klara Reid on, who has written 2 books, and many others have written books. We have a Dropbox with 250,000 peer-reviewed articles, medical doctors, natural health practitioners. A lot of people that are becoming educated about this approach are starting to introduce it with education and awareness into their practice and seeing tremendous results. Myself, I've treated over 2,000 patients with this water. I have seen incredible results. I had a lady just in the other day with sarcoidosis and high blood pressure and a bunch of autoimmune conditions, and she's never been able to drink water. It makes her nauseous. And she can't put the water down. We spent some time with her on the weekend, and she cannot stop drinking this water. And she's already starting to see improvement with all of her test results. So I encourage you, if you are somebody who's having a health concern, then you need to listen up, and you need to listen to Klara Reid, who's the expert. So Klara,
Awesome.
I would love to just pick your brain a little bit, if I may. I'm so honored to have you here. You've been a huge part of my life, and you're a dear, dear friend of mine. And I just wanted to kind of get you to explain a little bit about your story, and kind of what brought you to the water and why this water is so important for you.
Thank you, Ariel. I have a somehow similar story to your patient. Because at age 12, as a child, I contracted hepatitis virus from the water. My body just shut down and did not want to accept water. So that led to 45 years of dehydration. And what that caused was not pretty. I ended up in the hospital every time I was um, exposed to too much stress or I had different issues. And it made my life very, very difficult. So when somebody 10 years ago gave me the water, which we are talking about today, the so-called electrolyzed reduced water, this water was so light, so different, my body immediately accepted it. It started absorbing it. And very soon after I started, I saw tremendous changes and results, because I had autoimmune problems. I had arthritis pain. I had my hips were bone on bone. My brain wasn't functioning as well as it should or could. So all those things got resolved now, and pretty much that's all I did. I got serious about this water.
Mhm. So I have a question in regards to the water. There's a lot of copycats, right, out there. And there's, filter machines, reverse osmosis, distilled water. Can you kind of explain why possibly reverse osmosis, distilled, tap water, all of those are harmful? And then can you explain why an ionized machine is so beneficial, but only if you have the correct plates? If you could just explain that based on all the copycats out there.
Yeah, that is very easy, Ariel. We only have one real water. That was nature's water. That's what was created for us as the main fuel. That's what we made of. That's how we function. So what happened, as you said, with pollution and industrialization, uh, science went into two directions. They started to uh, sell this. Now we know faulty theory that you need purified water. So they started to purify the water through different means like reverse osmosis that deprived the water from its very life, its electrical conductivity, its electrolytes, its minerals. And on the other side, they started to dump stuff into the water to kill the possible bacteria and pathogens. So we created this bottled water industry, and we created the tap water, which today is so dangerous. If people would know that those chemicals which are dumped into the water, besides the chlorine, they actually end up killing the good bacteria in the microbiome, and people having serious issues because of that. So neither water is good because they both dead. They got away from nature. So thanks to um, trailblazing and unique technology, nowadays it's possible just by pushing a button to make different waters highly antioxidant and highly oxidizing waters at home. And this thing actually created an intercontinental tsunami in globally, and it works in the arena of longevity. It's changing people's lives. In that sense, also in the eco living, everybody wants to be eco-friendly today. It has tremendous implications and also overall wellness or health.
Wow.
So this water, the electrolyzed reduced water, actually, the technology is so amazing. They successfully mimicking nature's water. They made it even superior to the glacier water, the water in your home. It's possible to make it with this so-called ionizer, which is not just any ionizer, because in order for you to ionize water and to create medical grade water, you have to have certain things in place. You have to have enough power, continuous power. So our ionizer has this transformer built in it. We have the power. We also have medical grade triple coated with platinum, medical grade titanium solid plates with a tremendous surface area to handle that type of uh, power. So we're mimicking the what's happening in nature. That's how water high up in the mountains through the electrical currents, the wind and all the movement happening in nature. It does it for the water, and we have the same unique properties which all work together. So we've been successful, like many, been successful of faking certain properties of nature's water. Some people add chemicals to bring the pH to a higher level. The problem is that this water still has no electrical charge. It still has no molecular hydrogen. Um, Other people try to hydrogenize the water. However, the water is still acidic. It's not its structure is not helpful to make the water super absorbent, so it actually functional. And yet others they say that they structure the water through a dish, which again it's not possible, because according to Mushik John, the biggest expert, the biggest name in water research, the Korean Mushik John, said there are only two ways you can achieve the restructuring of water, and those are if you freeze it to a tremendously low temperature or through proper ionization.
Amazing.
So, we keep talking about getting back to, its natural state, or its most potent state. And Ariel, I just want to circle back to what you said, and I'd like you to, for our sake of our community, because there's some people out there that don't know what the blue zones are. So could you just help our community tie into exactly what this water does for them in terms of blue zones and what that means?
Mm-hmm. So blue zones, there's 5 left in the world. You can actually watch a documentary with Zac Efron called Down to Earth on Netflix. And it explains that blue zones are different cultures that live to be over 100 years old, and they're thriving. They're still farming. They're having their fertility lasts a lot longer for women. They're super mobile and healthy and thriving. And this all has to do with the water, which runs through the soil, giving the nutrients to the soil, and then running through the fruits and vegetables, all the produce, giving it to their cattle, giving it. And so these cultures and communities are thriving on a high protein, high alkaline diet, and they have the water that we're talking about. However, in Canada, that water is not here. So that's why you need to have something that will mimic that water, so that you can give your cells the activation and recovery that they need and expel any harmful toxins that are creating cellular dysfunction in the first place.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you for that. That's a beautiful tie-in. Now, Klara, just to spin off of Ariel's first question to you, or second question rather, in terms of what makes this unique. Maybe you can take us through. I know it's in depth, but maybe you can just give our community just a quick overview of how it works from when the tap water comes in, goes through, how many plates, for example, and then how does it work and what comes out the other side.
Okay, so in order to gain living water, there are certain properties have to be present, and these are the negative charge. So that means that the water is actually living. Why it's so important? Because unless the water is functional and has a negative charge, it won't even absorb through the water, through the aquaporins, which is positively charged. It will be repelled. And yes, it will eventually be changed into a negatively charged water, but at the expense of the body's energy. So you actually, instead of gaining hydroelectrical energy as you're supposed to, you're gonna be exhausted. And so many people have low energy. And when people try this water for the first time, that's what usually they notice, the tremendous energy, because the cathodic water has energy stored in it. And that's what we are drinking, the cathodic water. So all these things can be measured, so nobody has to take our word for it. So when the water has a naturally high pH, which can be measured, um, a highly negative or oxidation reduction potential, again, which measures in millivolts, and it is super absorbent, so it's small in its molecular structure, which can be measured in hertz through nuclear magnetic resonance. Then we know that this water is going to be functional and it's going to do its job in the body, and our organs and everything is going to be functional. So when you have just a general ionizer or even filter, some people think that you can filter the water and that's going to be healthy for you. I have very bad news. Filtering the water today, it's doing nothing to the water. It won't change the structure. It won't give the water like a negative charge. It won't raise the pH. And if you try to do that chemically, that's not going to work because we are electrical beings, right? So we actually have to have something which will change the patient's bioelectric terrain, because even Pasteur, before he died, he recognized that he was wrong with his pathogen and microbe theory. He said the microbe is nothing, the terrain is everything. This is how we explain it, that when you have the right body, the right immune system, the right charge, the right functioning of your body, the microbe or the virus or the bacteria is not the issue. It's not an issue. That's why some people are not even bothered by it, or they don't even feel it when they have an infection. So it is huge. It will. It's amazing to know that so many people nowadays have memory problems, and they run to the doctor and they diagnose with dementia and they put on medication. And we know that the brain is so affected, and so is the heart, because the heart is the most alkaline dependent in the body. So I don't want people to hear it from me. I just want to quote one of the top doctors in the world, Dr. Gerald Breshnahan, who is a cardiologist to US presidents. And this is what he says. We have understood the importance of alkalizing diet for decades, but we have been unsuccessful in getting our patients to eat a perfectly alkaline diet, because we cannot eat enough alkaline foods to keep our body alkaline. To have something that changes the pH of the body from acidic to alkaline based on something we're already doing, that is drinking water, we can get people alkaline very easily. Hundreds of thousands of patients have seen remarkable results from drinking medical grade electrolyzed reduced water. And then he keeps saying that this water is revolutionizing the health, fitness, and wellness industry of the nation, and it will change the lives of millions of people. So we already know. We also had a human study done by another famous doctor, Dr. Horst Filzer in the United States. And this independent scientific study was published. And yes, it was proven that the mitochondria, the ATP, the energy production in the cell, the platelet, the antioxidant, anti-inflammatory power of the cells are all enhanced. And it also makes this water, which is my favorite now, because I see so many people having heart attacks or avoiding to die of a heart attack. And one of the conclusions we have with this water is that the body, when it's really hydrated and have this very much needed negative electric charge, it's ready for instant repair after stress. So that might just be the difference between dying of a heart attack or recovering completely from a stroke or a heart attack. You have this readiness for instant damage repair. And this was not in the lab. not on mice, it was on real human volunteers, measured and proven in the study.
Okay.
So we like to talk to say facts, testimonials. We have millions, and they're beautiful, but we also have facts.
Well, yeah, and of course, Ariel has quite a number of testimonials and success stories with how she helps her clients to overcome every condition under the sun. Truly. Uh, so, Ariel, I know we're getting close to time, but Ariel, for you, maybe just again, what I really want to I have our community understand what makes this machine so unique. So, water runs in. It's got what, 7 or 8 plates. The titanium plates are a specific thing. Ariel, can you just take us through that real
I,
quick?
I
Yeah.
will I will do that. I will do that if
Okay.
you don't mind. So these plates are magnetically charged. They act as a cathode and an anode inside the ionization chamber.
Okay. Remember, just keep it simple for our community, though.
Yeah,
Right? Science,
yeah,
like 101 here, so
absolutely,
they understand.
absolutely. So when the water gets in, it's zapped with this 230 watts and 2.5 amps electrical continuous power, and the water molecule splits into hydroxide ions, the OH negative, and hydrogen ions, the H positive. So the OH negative will be in excess because the H positive ions are all going towards the cathode, where they get an electron donated to them, and this is how we create molecular hydrogen. Two of these pair up, and we created this molecular hydrogen, which is now considered the future of medicine. And then we have this highly alkalizing water naturally because we have more OH negative or hydroxide ions in the water. And that's the water we are drinking. And also the minerals, which have a positive charge, also are attracted to the cathode, the negatively charged cathode. So there is a reduction going on. Ton of electrons are donated. And these electrons are the best thing you can have today to stop EMF, to stop pollution, and stop everything, because they are capable of donating tons and millions of electrons to stop the free radical damage and oxidation in the
Great.
body.
I have a question for you then. Why does it have 8 plates? Why does it have 7 plates? Tell me that. Tell our community
Well,
that.
we actually have a machine with 4 plates.
Okay.
We have a machine with 7 plates, and we have the top of the line, the machine which has 8 plates.
Okay.
It's just a matter of technology advancing, and for the machine with 7 plates was perfected for 48 years. So that was the water which was used in this study by Dr. Horst Filzer. However, the company came up now with the 8-plate machine, which it just has a little bit higher ORP, meaning oxidation reduction potential. And also the machine was built so you can travel with it, and you can take it and hook it up to any electrical outlet anywhere in the world, because we know that Europe has totally different system.
Got it.
So pretty much that's it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And Ariel, I mean, for you, obviously you and I have been working together for a long time, and I've seen you talk about this. I've seen, how cancer cells turn on, I think at plus, I can't remember, 23. But just share with us, give us an insight in terms of this ORP that we're talking, like, bottled water. Wow. Yeah, it's great. But did you know X, right? Can you just share a little insight on that?
Yeah. So through our tap water, they add chlorine to it to kill all of the, foreign invaders. And it's positive charge. So your body doesn't accept it. It repels it. And your your trace minerals are negative charge. So the water that you're drinking from the tap, even if it's filtered, it's just sterilized, but it's still positive charge, is actually binding to your 192 trace minerals. And over time, you're peeing that out, and it's going to affect all of your 11 body systems. The second is, oh, well, I'll just buy bottled water. However, what people don't realize is bottled water has BPAs, xenoestrogens, endocrine disruptors, and fluoride. They are actually allowed to put fluoride in bottled water, but they don't. A lot of places are banned to put it in tap water. And so when the water goes in to the bottle and the plastic actually interacts with the water inside of it. And so it doesn't matter if you're buying alkaline water, voltage water, reverse osmosis, high pH, like you could buy the best water, but if it's bottled, it's dead. And what people don't realize is that when your water's alive, it has a shelf life, meaning that it's free flowing and it's living for 3 days, and then you need to replenish. So you have 3 days where those electrons start to teeter off, and now it becomes useless to your body. So you can't just go get 2 or 3 weeks supply of our water and then just think that that's going to last for the whole month. That's not true. You have to come every 3 days to get that electronegativity replenished, right? That's why we encourage people to do a water trial. So here at the clinic, we are offering a free water trial for the rest of 2022. We're open 7 days a week. You just need to bring your water, empty bottle, and we will refill it for you. And we do have a educational workshop on the water that we're going to dive in even deeper to the technology, the history, the science, the testimonials. And that is November 26th at 11 a.m. here at the clinic at Vitality Wellness. And then just so you know, the company's been around for almost 50 years. And this is the first time in 16 years that the prices of the machine are going up due to inflation. And so prices are going to be increasing in the new year. This is something you're going to want to consider if you are considering having a medical device at home that is going to help you just have a better quality of life. Something is so simple as drinking water. It's not a crazy diet. It's not all these overwhelming supplements or this crazy workout routine or all these crazy gadgets. You need to do this and that and this. It gets overwhelming. There's so much information out there. All I'm encouraging you to do is just to drink the right water and enough of it, and then let your body take over. It's amazing what happens.
Love that. So from now until the end of the year, it's an open water trial, so people can come in every day. And do they have to bring their own water containers, or do you provide?
Yes. You do need to bring your own water containers, whatever size you can carry, because everybody can carry different sizes. And we will give you a form if you're new to the water, because you're going to go through a Herxheimer reaction. That looks different for everybody. Basically, what's happening is we are establishing a healthy ecosystem within your gut, and microbiome is being established, meaning if you have bad bacteria or bad invaders or bad pathogens or toxins, that will start to be removed from the body just because of the negative charged water will bind to it and remove it from the body.
Okay, good. Well, that's amazing. Well, there you have it, gang. Not all water is created equal. Klara shared obviously a little bit of an insight into her personal journey. And, on the 26th, this presentation, Ariel, will be both you and Klara. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Great. So come on down, meet Klara in person, hear more about her journey too, because it is quite a journey. And
my story ended up in a book.
I was going to say, and she's written 2 books.
Yeah, I just could not keep it to myself. I thought it's really important because I found out that it's not me only. It's 90% of the population who is dehydrated today. And those replacements are not working. Not the coffee, not the marketed drinks. And just one more thing quickly. Did you know that in 1965, how many years ago was that? Already the Ministry of Health and Welfare in Japan, they announced that the permanent intake of electrolyzed reduced water will restore the intestinal flora, the microbiome.
Yes.
Wow.
And so many people are desperate to get that balance back, and they don't know how to do it or how they go with it. And I
Well,
think that's why Ariel is so embraced this water, because she can see the results
Yes.
with
That's
her
it.
patients, right?
And the first step that they can take is to get in touch with the clinic for the 26th, find out the information, and attend this presentation. And let's just say it out there too, Ariel, that if someone can't make this presentation, still reach out to the clinic. There are ways. Of course, some of our presentations are recorded. Some are, there's ways to educate people if they want to learn more. So
we do have a recorded version, so we can send you the link at any time, and it is up on our YouTube channel.
Amazing.
And you can bring your water, and we would be glad to measure it for you, so you can see it with your own eyes. And we go through all the measuring, so the numbers don't lie. The blood, we're going to show you what happens to the blood, won't lie.
Yes.
I love you, Klara. With your Transylvanian accent, that was perfect. Blood.
The blood.
The blood.
The blood does not lie. I love it. Okay, ladies, thank you. Klara, amazing. Always educating everyone on ERW, and Ariel. I know how impassioned you are with what it's done for your clients, not just for yourself, and more importantly for your clients, and how it's helped change their lives. So thank you for sharing that. And we'll hope to see everybody on the 26th of November. Reach out to Vitality, call the clinic, website, vitalitywellnessw.com, Facebook, it's on there. Reach out and someone will get in touch with you. All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Ciao, ciao.